With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and Star Wars is probably like my all-time favorite franchise. I love Star Wars. I frequently wear my trooper hat. I frequently talk about the franchise, as well as many other channels here on YouTube, which is awesome. That's always keeping the conversation alive. The problem with Star Wars has become, well, quite frankly, the way that the studio has handled it. And the thing is, they now realize that. They realize that to some extent, and they have decided that they want to change a couple things up. And I don't know what this is going to mean for the future of everything, but it definitely is going to give us a bit of insight as to where things are right now. Because apparently here, Star Wars production is slowing down as Lucasfilm and Disney regroup. And this is going to make a lot of people on YouTube very, very, very happy as a result of this. You're going to be very, very, very happy as a result of Disney and Lucas slowing down on Star Wars, mostly because they felt that maybe there's just been too much of it. It's been 3.5 years. We've gotten 4 films. You know, people out there have argued that The Force Awakens was simply a rehash of A New Hope, which, yes, it borrowed heavy plot points and heavy beat points as a way to kind of like thematically honor its origins. You had Rogue One, which I felt was an excellent spin-off movie. The Last Jedi, which exists. We acknowledge it exists, but we're going to treat it like The Phantom Menace. Just like, oh, yeah, it's has a good soundtrack. I think we all can agree it had a good soundtrack. But anyway, and then of course we got Solo, which I personally loved, and I've watched it now a couple more times since it coming out, and I think more people are going to jump on the Solo bandwagon as time goes on. But apparently Disney realizes that they've maybe made a couple mistakes here. So it says here, back in June, news surfaced that Disney and Lucasfilm were regrouping to follow the less than stellar box office performance of Solo, which included rethinking how to move forward with any other spin-offs in the Star Wars franchise. Initial reports said several spin-offs were indefinitely on hold, but further details indicated Lucasfilm was merely changing their approach and expectations for what those movies needed to be. Now Disney's boss Head Iger has said, he's addressed it. It says he recently participated in an extensive interview about all things happening at the House of Mouse. He addressed that maybe the studio bit off more than it could chew by rushing into too many Star Wars movies too soon. Iger takes full blame for the misstep and says production on Star Wars movies will be slowing down a bit to recover. And this is what he says. He says, I made the timing decision. And as I look back, I think the mistake that I made, and I take the blame, was a little too much too fast. You can expect some slowdown, but that doesn't mean we're not going to make films. J.J. Abrams is busy making episode 9. We have creative entities, including Game of Thrones creator David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we're just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes after JJ's. But I think we're going to be a little bit more careful about volume and timing, and the buck stops here on that. So notice how there was no mention of Rian Johnson's trilogy. Notice how there was no mention of Solo, a sequel, or Boba Fett. I mean, we did hear from Jonathan Kasdan the other day in an interview that he doesn't believe that there's going to be a sequel to Solo, which is unfortunate. It's fucking unfortunate. That movie deserves the opportunity to see a sequel. It does. It really, really, really does. As I said before, and people in the comment section have agreed with me on this one, teaming up Solo with Boba Fett for the Boba Fett film would be the best part to go forward. And I think they should put me in charge of the Lucasfilm Story Group, and probably Lucasfilm as a whole, and let me take over the franchise, because goddamn it, I would at least give it the love it deserves. I would coddle it, I would nurture it, I would raise it like it's my own. But that being said, they still haven't talked about what's going to be happening with Rian Johnson. I don't think Rian Johnson's movies are going to get made. I really honestly don't. I think he's in the script writing process of it right now. I think he's in the development phase of it right now. They're maybe just hoping to see that this will die down. But at the same time, who knows? But here's the thing. The Last Jedi is like the top selling Blu-ray of the year so far, outside of Black Panther. So the money that the movie has made, whether you like it or not, whether you hate it or not, it doesn't matter. Money talks and bullshit walks, and the money is spoken. The money is there. Now, people were I think they definitely took out their anger on Solo, which I think was an unfortunate casualty to the overall situation. But it does boil down to, yeah, maybe trying to force out too many movies at once, which is definitely a thing. And also Kathleen Kennedy's leadership abilities are just trash. They are. They're just bad. They're not good. People out there realize that. People out there understand that. And when you have people who are like, you know, who are huge Lucasfilm suck-ups that are coming out there saying it's time for Kathleen Kennedy to go, it be time for Kathleen Kennedy to go. But I do want to see what's going to happen next with this. I do hope that Star Wars finds itself in a position where it can kind of come back on top. Everyone, every company, every entity has missteps and they stumble from time to time. And I think that with enough fan support, with people out there understanding that these are human errors, that mistakes can be made, that they can find their way to come back. The way I'm going to approach it from here on out, and I think I've been open about this, is I don't want to fight about Star Wars. I don't want to argue about it. I want to talk about it from a place of love. I want to talk about it from a place of appreciation and hoping that there's more that will come out of it. So I'm not going to like completely bash on Rian Johnson anymore. I've said my piece upon that one. You'll never be able to convince me Canto Bight was anything good. But I am hoping that Star Wars can be made great again, and slowing down and reevaluating and reassessing the creative entities currently running the show are probably going to be for the best. If anything, Bob Iger should definitely watch more YouTube videos, because he would get a good idea of where the fandom is right now, outside of just monetary returns and box office numbers. But anyway, I put it to you. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is 3x3. If you made it this far into the video, type Iger into the chat. That way I know you guys made it. And I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.